Okay. Because what I'm gonna do is pull this, and I think I'm gonna put it on YouTube so that it's easier for everyone to access. Somebody might stumble upon it for whatever reason, and then um I don't know, whatever. So I usually drop my pencil. Um I usually start by reviewing my previous week. Um because I need to know what I did or didn't do the previous week to accomplish what I wanted to do. So I'm gonna share my screen, maybe if I have it pulled up. Oh no, I wanted to do my iPad because I think y'all have all seen what um hang on. Man, I forget it always takes so long. There we go. Okay, so I did have all of this filled out for, is that small to you guys? Do I need to turn it the other way?
I
I
can
can
see it.
see
Okay.
it.
You can see
Yeah.
it?
Hmm.
So my goal for this part of the week was to schedule 2 calls. Well, that didn't happen. And it didn't happen partially because I had written here on this alignable for me to start working on fleshing out my profile, start posting there and talking to people. But I did not do any of it at all. It just didn't happen. So that's one of the things that you can say, what, to improve on is to um, have a better plan or actual plan for Alignable. Because right now it's just like, oh, I should do something on Alignable. It's not specific enough, and that's why it didn't happen.
Hmm.
Like maybe this, instead of just saying Alignable, it should say post on Alignable to give me more of a clear direction on what I need to do. And then maybe say like 3 times a week so that that is doable, reasonable
Hmm.
to start out with. Um, another reason it didn't happen, I need to have share a link. I have share a link, like to share it on like my IG stories, and it looked like this. So I need to also be um, more on the lookout for things that I can relate to life in stories to be able to share a link for people to book a call with me. Because if I'm not telling people that they can book a call with me, they're not going to know.
Hmm.
So be cognizant of sharing links. And then this one, send an email. Right now, my emails, they are only awareness. So they were scheduled out. So I'm not worried about how this went. Um, one time a week is good enough, really, to keep your list engaged. But it looked like this, and this was intentional, except for today. I did not intend to send an email today, but I did. So um, the awareness piece hopefully will help me with this part for this week as well. because I'll start inviting people to schedule calls on my email list starting on Friday. So that's what that looks like. What worked? Nothing really. Like my Bible reading was good. So not for work, but my Bible reading and my 5K training. I did have one day that I moved, like I moved Wednesday to Thursday, and I just have moved it to the next week. So I don't feel like any of that was a failure. So what worked was I kept consistent with Bible reading and 5K training. So you still gotta celebrate what you did, right? Even though this stuff didn't work out quite how I anticipated for it to, um, this did. So celebrate that win there. Okay, so now I go to here, and I've already kind of brain dumped a little bit. I've got a lot of follow-ups that I need to do. Um, with potential clients. And there's 4 of them. So I need to decide, I will decide what day I'm going to um, follow up on each of them. Sometimes I'll do that Monday. Monday is a good day, a good follow-up day for me because I can just, and I'll probably do this one on Wednesday. That way I can go to the page and actually write that down on either the priority list or the other list for that day. I also need to modify emails and schedule. Uh, Friday, Friday through oh, Tuesday. And then I need to cancel. I have a couple of PayPal subscriptions that I need to cancel tomorrow. Do that tomorrow. I'll decide later on when I want to do this. I don't know when I want to do this yet. It has to be sometime between Monday and Thursday. Do that. So, what habits then will I track this week? I'll probably track the same ones, um, just because I know that they can work. They've worked before. I always track my Bible reading because sometimes it doesn't happen in the morning, and I want to be able to put that check mark. If I don't put that check mark, it's borderline depressing. And that's why it always goes at the top as well. Like it's always the first thing that I need to do. 5K training, alignable, because I just really feel like, which thank you, Kiosha, by the way, for reintroducing that to me.
You're welcome.
Um, Post on. Need to put that.
And I need to do more there for myself too, especially for like the corporate aspect with trainings.
Yep.
That's where I need to focus there.
Yep.
I've actually attended some of the networking events.
From
And
Alignable,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
good.
And they have been very, like, I've gotten some exposure,
Ooh.
some good
Okay.
exposure. Yeah.
And I track my cycle. That's why I didn't
'Cause
share the last one.
um, that, especially if I'm, which I really do think things are going in the emotional regulation direction,
Mm-hmm.
that would be really good for corporate offices. People are stressed. Like
Yeah.
That's true.
they
Yeah.
need to know how to regulate themselves when their boss comes in and drops like a file, like a large file, or sends them an email that like makes them panic because the
Mm-hmm.
deadline has moved up. And then you add ADHD to it, they will lose their giblets, you know,
Yeah.
with that kind of stuff. And so I really think that that would be really good over there.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Um, so I do want my goal to be, I want it to be 3 calls because I know that people are going to be home this week.
Mm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be on their phones more often, which also means I can post more often and I'll eventually end up being seen. I have to stop being afraid of sharing. Uh, because I'm not being salesy. I think I read somewhere the reason that we feel like we don't want to be salesy is because of um the sleazy sales tactics.
Right.
And we're not being sleazy by sharing.
Right.
Nope.
So we have to put that aside and
Oh,
just share what we have, right? So
yeah.
I do need to go backwards a little bit because I kind of skipped a little bit. But I'm going to eventually give this to you guys and away as a freebie as well. Because right now we're not talking about a big bold goal. It's a weekly goal, but the premise, the thought, the process is the same. So if my goal is to sign or schedule, let me see that up black on there. Yeah, schedule 3 calls. What are my avenues to schedule those calls? It's going to be sending emails. See, I do it so often, I don't have to do this anymore. But
Mm.
when first starting out, you want to take a step back and think of what are the avenues that are going to get you there. Sending emails. I'll just change this to that. Um, Sharing links on IG as well as posting, connecting on Alignable. So those are the building blocks to get me to my goal. And so the habit to track, maybe it's not 3 things that you have to track in order to send emails, but maybe it's what do you have to do in order to send those emails. So,
Mhm.
you know, draft emails, utilize AI, which is what I did.
Oh, we be loving some AI.
Yes. So
Sean
I have them.
Connery.
I have them. I just want to put my touch to them just a little bit and modify a little bit of the call to action to something a little bit different because I think I put the call to action for them to join the me hour method, but I don't want them to just join it. I do want to talk to them and schedule it. So I just need to
Mhm.
go in and change that myself. I don't have to have them have the AI do it. I can do it myself. And then load into um email. What is that thing called?
Mailer
Email
light.
marketing
Mark, yeah.
and then schedule them. And then you just follow that 3 times and you're done, right? And
Hmm.
then you do that for the week. Sharing a link on IG. Sometimes I have also started like writing down random stories that happen um, previously, or if I am engaging with people, I've been engaging with people on threads, which is really fun. Um, Sometimes people will say stuff and you're like, wow, okay, well, I can offer some help there. And then I come on to Instagram and talk about what I offered the person on threads.
Hmm.
And that's a good way to move into sharing the link. So, like compiling stories, engaging on threads, and not being shy. And then posting, connecting on Alignable. I don't quite know exactly how to do this. I think I need to do a little bit um, more like mining the groups to understand
Hmm.
how people interact there. Um,
And I will say, because I've posted on there, sometimes it's hard to, like, to me, it's a little wonky sometimes in
okay.
posting or going back to find your post that you've done. I'm
Mm,
like, where in the world is this thing that I posted? I don't
yeah.
know if Sean, if you've had a challenge with that, if you've posted there, but I'm just like, I can't, like, it takes me too long. But maybe I need to start writing down where I go and whatever ends in a dead end, cross that off and do it differently until I can
Hmm.
figure it out.
Mm.
Because it's, to me, it's that confusing, but maybe
Is
not to
it
somebody else
like on desktop or on the compute on the
on a
phone?
phone.
The phone app is really wonky. Every time I
Yeah.
open it and I go to do something, then it wants me to try to like it sends me to the browser and then I have to go back and I'm like, I'm already logged in.
Yeah.
It's a little wonky, but we'll see. Um, okay, so mining the groups to understand the interactions and then making connections and then posting. So I got a little bit of work to do. But I can take this, print this, and put this with my habits so that I can know what to do when I go to do it for the day. So,
Smart.
huh?
That's smart.
No, thanks.
Hmm.
So then what I would do next, I didn't pull, Monday through Sunday, but I would this is still the old style, but I would pull what appointments I have for the week, like um like tomorrow I'll do service in the morning. So service, except for I do these in different colors. Uh, but let me just do that.
Did that just snap straight?
Yep,
Is that good notes that you're
yep,
using?
hmm yep. Service, and then I have a strategy call.
That's
Uh,
me.
it
I
is
just wrote mine
either
down.
um I need to put in here 5K training. I have to be early. And then we have a two, so I guess at 2 o'clock, I guess I need to be leaving because we are picking up product for, oops, well, I should let it go. Picking up more products for Chris's thing. So we're meeting the lady to do that. So product, photog, and then we have that one didn't snap straight. It's actually a little bit longer here. Oh, we have the watchtower there. And that's basically what I have going on for Monday. I'll go back to here. I need to follow up with 2 potential clients. I know I have some LDC work I need to do. And yeah, I think that's it. So then I can put in like, do I have time? Yeah, I will have time to schedule emails, modify and schedule emails. Because I know like I'll try to put like, oh, this will take like 30 minutes. This will probably take about an hour, and this will probably take about an hour. And then if there's anything else that I feel like I might want to add or look back from um, my brain dump, then I'll add that in to this part. Because even if I don't write it down and then I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that, then I will go write it down because I need to know what day I did it.
Makes
I am
sense.
that person. Because I also need to check it off because I did it. But that's it. I would go through and add stuff tentatively to the rest of the week and see how it goes. And not be like, and be willing to push things to the next day. Um, Even with like the modify and schedule the emails, if that doesn't happen, but something else that's on this brain dump does happen, then I'll move that and add it.
Mm-hmm.
You still need to have a flexible approach to it. So even though it's written down, if it's not the end of the world that it doesn't happen that day, just move it. um, and we, we don't like to say be kind to yourself, but you should at the same time know where you stand. If you just don't have that kind of energy, then don't force it. Don't force it. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. Did either of you have anything that you wanted to share or talk about?
That was very helpful to see
Oh,
you,
thank you.
to see how you plan. Like, because I'm not going to say there's a right and a wrong way, but
Mm-mm.
I like your method,
Oh, thank you.
right? It's comprehensive, and it just gives me some ideas of how I can move forward with planning too.
Yeah, play it and play to your strength.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, what works for you. Yeah, and that's what I tell people all the time. Like you said, there's no right or wrong way, but we are all always changing, and something is not going to always work for you. Like this might not always work for me. I might have to change something up. Life
Right.
Yep.
life happens. Um, so just realizing that because there was one man, where was I looking at? Oh, on Threads, and this lady was like, how do you know that you feel like settled and done and you have like everything together? And I'm like, that's never going to happen.
Right.
That doesn't happen. You get to a point where you feel good about what happens, but then life changes. And when life changes, you change with it.
Mhm.
And don't feel upset because you have to change.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah. Yosh, I know you have your own method too.
Yeah. Right now, like I'm planning out on the weekly. I have to say that I do have a hard time planning every day.
Hmm.
Like, because I have to see my entire week. I've found that it's harder for me to use your planner because I have to see everything
Yeah.
laid out.
Mm.
And if I'm having a more like a day where I have more things that I need to do, your planner is more effective because then I can pull all of those things
Hmm.
out.
Yeah.
But I actually think I'm gonna go back to using the planner I created. I think I'm like I think that is the one for me. So I need to print it so I can get it bound.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That makes sense.
yeah. So it's just, and I've tried doing daily, like planning daily. I think it's too much of a mental load for me
Mm-hmm.
to have to remember to do that every single day.
Well, I don't do it every day. I will go through once we finish here and I will write everything out.
Hmm.
Um, like the appointments and the things that I know that I have to do at a certain time.
Hmm.
And I will put them on the day, but the night before I will check and see what did I accomplish that day and then move them.
To the other.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't wait till the day before. Like I can't not have something written down every day.
Sunday is
Even
the
my
only day.
meetings.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Even the meetings, I have to have Saturday, I have to have service and meeting. I have to have that written down. Um,
yeah.
I don't know, it's just
Sunday
a thing.
typically, oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm good.
Sunday is typically a day I don't put anything down. I've just
Hmm.
kind of given myself that to not plan anymore because I do know what happens on those days. Now, like I did have a list for today, like a sticky note list because I had more to do than what I normally do
Hmm.
because I had to do some work for CAD because last week I couldn't get it done.
Yeah.
So I had to schedule an email and do a post, but that might have taken me 30 minutes. So I mean, it wasn't a big deal. So my Sunday is like meeting, sleep, study, and set up things for the membership. So
Hmm.
it's really not that heavy. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just leave
Yeah.
Sunday blank.
Yeah. My Sunday usually gets written in black because nothing on it, like except for my Bible study, like has to be done. So I don't need the colors to keep me focused.
Mm.
Um, but I am like,
Yeah,
I have to
same.
have
Wow.
it. I have to have them. Otherwise, my brain doesn't know where I'm supposed to be when. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
Um,
Mm.
but like today, see, it's in black. My little list for today. Jasmine, we were supposed to go to a graduation party, but Chris is still coughing a little bit, so we stayed home. Um, and then Wash clothes. I did that. Plan week, had the habit hour. I did not. I was gonna take do the 5K training today. I decided it's too cold and I can do it tomorrow. Because we started early on purpose, so just in case something like this happened, I had more time. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna push myself. And then record the podcast. And that got done. A little list. A little fun
Yeah.
list.
And I have to go to the dentist tomorrow, but I'm so used to doing service on Monday. I picked up my purple pen and started drawing in purple, and I'm like, wait, that ain't the right color.
Yep.
My brain went to full on default mode.
Habit.
Yep. Yep, it's a
Oh,
habit.
can I
And
share some good news with you, ladies?
Oh,
yeah,
yes, please. If you're now, this is going to be a public thing. So if
you
you're
stopped the
willing to,
Oh,
recording.
yeah, I'm just, huh?
Oh, you're still recording.
I am still
oh,
recording.
I thought you had
oh.
stopped it.
No,
Oh,
you so you want me to stop recording? We're done?
Yeah. I mean, if it's okay.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah.